Okay, well, it's about 10:13 on a Sunday night, April 26th, 2026. And I wasn't going to do a video tonight. I have been pushing myself to the absolute limit here this week. Went out fishing, caught some fish, processed some fish, did some videos in the kitchen. And then I've also been working on a bunch of the other recipes that'll end up being up on the website down the road. I really jumped into the guild aspect tonight. You know, when you're in an MECFS crash and all you can do is just sit in a chair. For people like me, that's just, it's brutal. And then our weather here, we're dealing with crazy weather here, rain and other things. So I usually try to look my best when I do a video, or at least show people, try to clean up a little bit. But reality is, when you have MECFS or long COVID or some other autoimmune chronic illness, this is kind of how you look, I hate to say it, but for me personally, I just wanted to do a short video on at my stage. I've been part of the celiac MECFS groups for 6 or 7 years. And there's a lot of the YouTube channels and social media that they only do videos like once a month because they wait for those best days that they can, make themselves look good and try to sell something. Well, here I am tonight. This is what overdoing it, breaking my pacing that I had been pretty good at, looks like. It's hard to breathe today. My lymph nodes are all swollen up. I can't think straight. Maybe that'll be the key down the road, because everything I'm doing with the cooking channel is all about that. How do you create healthy meals when you're totally wiped out? And it's something I don't talk about enough, that today, if I wouldn't have had stuff in the fridge, I wouldn't have eaten. I couldn't cook today. Couldn't hardly lift my arms, couldn't hardly walk or anything else. So I really did put in some effort into the guild aspect and what the guild needs to be. Trying to figure out the legal terms, everything else. So I'm going to try to post that in the next couple of days. I also worked a little bit on new pizza crust recipes, batter recipes, being that I've got the catfish and drum in the freezer. Worked a little bit on like a canned tuna or canned clam crab cake type of new recipe for down the road. Maybe it's just me. It's just, it sucks not being able to be a musician or work on houses or cars anymore. So little things like that I still try to do. Posted the, a couple nights ago, I had the energy to edit the videos for the catfish and drum cleaning. I'm just trying to do little things that I can. But I thought tonight I would just record a video and show people, what it looks like to have CFS and long COVID or other chronic illnesses, to be elderly and disabled, and it's not easy. It's not easy to look at. But people like us still have a lot to offer the world. And I'm really tired, to be honest, with the typical social media crabs in a bucket kind of crap. If you want to stay at home and feel sorry for yourself, fine. Do it. You don't have to. There are options. I'm trying to do something about that. And yeah, it might take 2 or 3 years to get it going, but I'm too young. 53 this year. I'm too young to just give up and throw in the towel. There's no reason why anybody else should want to give up. There are options out there. I'm doing my best. So I just thought it was kind of important for people to see what it actually looks like when someone you might love and care about has their crash days. I'd really appreciate it if people could start, sharing, liking, subscribing, posting comments. I can't do anything without interaction. go check out the website. You know, I put so much energy into that, and just making these videos is a lot of work. But it's kind of the point. I don't want to call it desperation, but at some point it is. Because if people don't start sharing this stuff, nobody is going to get better. Everybody's just going to be stuck in the same flat tire, leaky pipe syndrome. And it breaks my heart, because I'm only going to be here so long. That's the simple truth that I deal with daily. My hips are getting worse. My CFS is getting worse. If I can't find people to take over this, you know, what I've started, what I'm building up to this point, I don't generally get down, but tonight, yeah, it was a really bad crash day, and yeah, I really question things, because if I can't find people to get involved and continue what I'm doing, you know, there's not a lot of hope for me. I'm okay with that, but being able to help people down the road, my kids, nephews, nieces, other people's kids, weighs on me every single day. So that's it for tonight. Take care, everybody. If you can, you know, watch some of the other videos, and recipes are coming. Just it's just hard to do it on your own, but this is the reality of it, and I'm not willing to give up. Take care. Signing out from Grainfreeme tonight.